Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Casually Kicking It. I'm Tom. I'm not Tom.
Whoa.
I'm not Tom.
I'm Ed.
We've got Tom. I got to turn on my light here. Bam. There we go.
Whoa! He glows.
I know.
Albino Ed.
Oh, man. We've got Nate in the building.
Oh, he's turning red now. He's now
Thank you
albino
guys
no
for listening and watching us on YouTube. Make sure that you follow us on all social media platforms. That's Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Make sure you follow or subscribe to us on iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and YouTube. Give us a thumbs up. Hit the bell, subscribe, all that good stuff.
Don't forget about hitting us at the storefront or Frontier.
Don't forget to get your merchandise. Your Casually Kicking It merchandise at storefrontier.com. Put in the search engine Casually Kicking It, and you'll see our store pops up. And then you can get a nice little tank top like Tom's got there, or a pink Casually Kicking It shirt.
There you go.
Beautiful.
And there's other options out there too.
Yes, sir. So without further ado, let's get the show started. What have you guys been up to? How you guys doing?
Nate, you said you went to Universal, right?
How you doing?
Oh, yeah, I went to Universal like a couple of weeks ago and all that. I got to experience the theme park in the COVID times. So
how was that?
It wasn't bad. They managed it pretty well. They had a lot of floor markers. They made, they kind of spaced things out. I think they had a good. Some of the stuff was like locked down. I think they're taking the opportunity because they're building new attractions as well.
Okay.
Yeah, and one of the things that I've noticed that I don't know if Matt brought up, but they are building one of the biggest, craziest looking roller coasters for Jurassic Park.
Yeah, it's supposed to be inspired by a raptor. It's supposed to be something raptor. It has to do with a raptor. Yes.
I think it's the Indoraptor from the last movie.
Okay.
Dude, this roller coaster looks intense. It looks like it's definitely gonna be better than the Hulk and the Rocket roller coaster. This thing looks ridiculous. And it has a massive loop. I mean, like, you can see it from the entrance of the park. That's how big it is.
Oh, wow.
So I saw it. I was like, man, this is going to be crazy. This is definitely a ride that's going to have like a 2-hour waiting period.
Okay.
So
I know there's another theme park that's building a roller coaster. Is Seaworld. They're building one too.
Really?
Fact. Yeah, brand new one.
What is that based off of?
I can't remember, but it's in the area where the wild Arctic is and stuff.
About dang time they took that out.
No. That ride's still there. It's just it's near that area is what I'm talking about.
Oh, okay.
And then, of course, Disney's building their own as well, which is the Tron roller coaster.
I saw a video of that. That was pretty hot.
If you've seen the video, go on YouTube and search Tron. They have it in can't remember
China?
If it's Japan
or Japan.
Tokyo.
Yeah. Could be Tokyo.
But man, that ride looks dope, man. The fact that you have a replica bike looks cool.
That's not the only thing that Disney's building. Last time I was there, they were building this massive building around the Epcot location.
Oh yeah, Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So
we'll see about that because I don't know what they're gonna do about that.
They said that it's gonna be based around like pulling a heist or doing something with Rocket and Groot. So I don't know if he's gonna be piloting or changing like the gravity up in the building and stuff like that. So who knows?
So how was your experience wearing a mask in the Florida heat in a theme park for most of the day? Huh?
It wasn't really easy, man. Luckily, like when you're waiting on lines, the parts that are inside, you had fans or AC a little bit, so that kind of helped with the temperature. But yeah, man, it's not that easy, man. And the heat, breathing a little heavier, and then that trapping it doesn't necessarily help. And But
what do you think of parents with their kids coming out here,
um,
going to a
I
theme
think
park?
the main thing, one of the things that I noticed is that like people are more aware, more cautious about wearing the mask and stuff like that because they see signs everywhere and it's kind of easier to point out. But one of the things they got some of these parents need to keep in check is make sure that their kids understand the 6 feet apart protocol.
Mm-hmm.
Like there was a time we were getting onto the Harry Potter ride inside the Hogwarts, and we're walking, and like there was this girl or these kids that are like running, because the lines were so empty. So we were walking, and they were rushing, and they were like right behind me, like not doing the whole 6 feet thing. And it was kind of, I'm like, in the back of my mind, I'm like, should I just stop short and look back and say something? And it's like they're forgetting, they're so in a rush to get to the front of the line to get on the ride that they're forgetting that, like, yo, I need to keep a distance from somebody. And just when I was about to say something, one of the recordings on the speaker said, to make sure you wear a mask and to please stay 6 feet apart. And then they heard it, and then they stopped cold. So I was like, all right. The intercom came on right on point.
Right on cue.
Is it hard to
Yeah,
get any? How hard was it for comida when you went there to get some food?
the biggest problem there, and also something I've noticed in other restaurants, bro. Everyone has a very limited menu. I mean, like they
Oh,
probably,
okay.
yeah, very very limited. They probably have like 1/3 of what they normally serve and stuff like that. So I even went to we even went to Disney Springs, and I went to the Japanese steakhouse. They have the Morimoto.
Morimoto's.
Morimoto is very good.
Very good. I mean, the first time I went there, it was amazing. We went back
Looked
there.
looked awesome inside.
Dude, it's really good. The drinks are awesome. I had a Morimoto margarita.
Nice.
Awesome. But when we went there the second time during this time, it was like, dude, there was like 10 things on the menu. They
Oh
used to
man.
have like a really extensive menu. Now it's like this. So it's like everything is so limited. So
Yeah, that is true. I know. There's a couple of restaurants out there, if not all the restaurants, have reduced their menus. I don't know if it's just to keep things a little more sanitary, I guess, things that are a little bit quicker to make. And I don't know. I have no idea, but yeah, they have done that. That's Morimoto's is cool because it reminds me every time I walk by that restaurant, I walk by the one side where they have the ducks hanging and you can see them in the window. It
I
reminds
know
me
what
of
The
a
pest.
John Leguizamo movie,
I
The
knew it.
Pest.
I
So every
told
time I
you
walk by, I'm like, Quacky,
Quacky.
what did they did it to you? Every time. Every time I walk by, bro, that's all that's in my head. Every time I'm just like,
You gotta
Quacky.
wrap a little scarf around his neck.
Yeah. Every time I'm walking by, I'm like, yo, I just want to wrap a little. That's all playing in my head. I want to wrap a little scarf around his neck. Hey,
Extra plum
Quacky.
sauce. Extra plum sauce.
Yeah, every time I walk by, man, that just funny, man.
So I was one like I've noticed around. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I've noticed some folks that been going out because I've been stepping out a little bit. I had to go to the hardware store and stuff like that. Yes, I stepped out the house. Um, so I noticed that people they wear the mask,
They
but the
were like,
kids
"Yo,
don't.
Sasquatch came out.
Yeah, the
He's
kids don't
actually
have one.
alive. He's real."
Oh yeah, I had pictures and everything. But yeah, no. The parents wear the mask, but the kids don't. Like they have no. I don't understand. And then sometimes people wear the mask, but they wear like right here, so their nose is out. I'm like that deep defeats the purpose. But it was very interesting. It was very eye opening on how people are very lackadaisy of this whole thing, and it's just. I don't know. I was with my wife. I'm like, dude, how is that? She's like, that's not even the half of it. But
Like,
do you guys see any of that?
yeah, like Nate was saying, with work, when I had work and I would go down to Disney Springs, I see all the time. Every kid that's with their parents, they're wearing the mask here
Mm-mm.
or not wearing it at all. I also would visit resorts here in town. And when I would go into the lobbies, you'd see the parents wearing the mask, but the kids aren't wearing the masks.
Oh man.
So yeah, I mean, you see, I've seen a lot.
But they're more susceptible to the thing, so why wouldn't you make them? I mean, that's ridiculous. That's poor parenting to me.
A, they don't want to hear the kids complain. B, I think they shouldn't have brought the kids to begin with. Ask Nate, do you think that a theme park in the Florida heat right now, where the heat index the other day was at 104, to have a kid wearing a mask the entire time, the parent just wants the kid to suck it up, but they can't, so they just have the kid wear the mask halfway so they don't bother him for the rest of the day because the parent wants to have a good time. It's like, bro.
I just remember some, as far as wearing the mask and the difficulties, there was I went on a ride, and it was the one in Diagon Alley. It was the bank at Gringotts.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's a dope ride.
That's a good ride. I like that.
It's short.
It's a good ride, and I just remember some. So like, it's a little bit of a roller coaster, but also like a 3D screen, so you got to wear glasses with it. So something that was very uncomfortable for me is like where I had to wear a mask, and then I'm wearing the glasses, so everything is like really trapped. So I'm like trying to breathe through my nose or whatever, and because the mask is kind of like trapping everything, it's like fogging up the glasses, and I can't like see straight. I was like, oh my god! I'm like, I have to pick one. I'm like, forget it. Forget the 3D.
The first time that I rode that ride, Gringotts, I didn't know what I was going to expect. I'm not a Harry Potter fan, and I don't know much about Harry Potter. I haven't seen a movie. I know, right?
Sure, man.
It's weird, right? But I mean, I enjoyed the ride. I enjoy everything about it. I think it's pretty cool. But there's a part in that ride, if you've never ridden the ride, it's kind of like you're riding in a mine train, basically. Yeah. And you go to a certain part where the mine train stops, and all of a sudden you're about to go into a hole. But I was sitting in the front row, and then the vehicle starts dipping forward,
Yep.
And then you're like sitting there looking down. I'm like, oh snap, we're going down a hole. And I was like, I didn't know how far the hole was, It's just like, and you got those glasses on, and it's dark, you can't really see, and it just shoots you. Pew! I'm like, all right. I mean, it wasn't too bad. I mean,
it was good.
It was cool.
You got please have any of you guys been on the Hagrid motorcycle ride?
Not yet, man. Not yet.
It's by far one of the best rides I've been on.
That's what I hear.
Oh, really?
It is super fun, man. It's very unexpected. That thing hauls butt.
It's a roller coaster that incorporates a drop.
Yes.
Like a
drop.
Don't give it away.
Dr. Doom or something like that.
Tower of Terror drop. Not as long.
No.
No.
Should we tell everybody it's a story about when me and you went on the Tower of Terror?
Oh yeah, dude. Speaking of tell that story, please do.
So we went to Hollywood Studios, and of course we go to the Tower of Terror, the right Tower of Terror. And as we're getting queued in the lines for the rows, I was being a smart aleck, and I was, talking to the employee or the, whatever the cast member. That's what they call them.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, this and that. And she's like, oh, no, you get this one right here. And I was like, no, I don't want it either. Well, no, at first I was like, all right. And I stood there, and I was like, wait, I'm only in one single dot.
Yep.
That means I'm in the seat by itself with just the seatbelt.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my gosh, man. So I think I eventually switched with somebody.
You switched. Yeah, you switched with somebody.
So then I was sitting with Tom in the regular bench with the lap bar.
If you haven't noticed, I'm a lot bigger than Ed. A lot bigger.
Yeah. So the lap bar didn't quote
Come down
unquote
all the way.
go down to my lap.
No.
So when we got up to the top and it was time to go down, I almost flew out of the ride.
Oh, this cat went
we
up
were
in
both
the
holding
air.
our hands up in the air like, yeah. And all of a sudden I'm like, oh, Tom goes, holy smokes. And I could feel his arm just grab me and push me back down into my seat, bro.
Yep.
It was
I
hilarious.
literally saved his life.
Don't they
But that
have
was funny.
seatbelts on that ride too?
No, at that time they didn't.
Well, not that day. They
Now,
had lap bars.
now they have seatbelts and lap bars, or just seatbelts now. I don't know, but I haven't rode it in a while since then. But it's like one of those things where you see like the penny when you put it on your lap and you drop, the gravity goes up. I saw Ed go, ooh! I was like, oh damn! So I grabbed him. I was like, nope, you ain't going nowhere, bro.
Oh man!
But that was very, very funny.
You know what other ride changed their laptop and seatbelt situation? Yeah, it was not laptop, lap bar. Excuse me, lap bar. Lap bar situation was Men in Black at Universal Studios.
Oh yeah, that's so true.
They used to have individual seatbelts and one lap bar for the entire row. They got rid of the lap bar and they got rid of the seatbelts to put individual lap bars. So everyone has their individual lap bar that goes down.
That ain't bad.
No. Yeah, because I remember people flying off of that one.
Oh yeah.
When it's spinning, that thing would.
Oh yeah. We used to make that thing spin,
but
all the time.
I want to give it a shout out.
The Toy Story with the Buzz Lightyear.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Because you could control it, yo. I would just turn that 360 all day, man.
That reminds me of give a shout out to Gianni. He when we went to Universal the last time, I think it was like a year ago. He made me realize that, we went to Islands of Adventure and Universal Studios. And when we went, he's like, man, all these rides are, what's it called? They're all like virtual rides. Like they're all screens, none of the rides or not. There's very few rides that are still like old school, like a dark ride where you ride around. Men in Black is one of the few of them like that. I think and E.T.'s still there. That's one of those regular ones. Other than that, most of those rides, you're just looking at a screen.
Pretty much.
The new Kong ride, Skull Kingdom, that one's a screen, but it's both. It's kind of both.
I can say I went on it. It's one of the worst rides, man.
What? I really enjoyed it, man. I enjoyed it.
Did you have those guys jump out of you in the queue line?
Yes.
That scared the living crap out of me.
That was the best part of the ride. But what's funny, I saw them I had like senses. I'm like, okay, this is like really
Spider-Man.
Spidey senses.
But I'm like, yo, they have really big gaping holes for no reason. I'm like,
yeah.
And then I heard somebody ahead of me scream. I'm like, okay, all right. So every time we're walking, I was like looking, and the thing is, I can see them just enough. And then
did you put your girl there on that side?
No, I was there with some friends, but I remember they couldn't. I saw them, so I didn't get scared. But when they tried to scare somebody else, because they look like the indigenous people, I was like, Wakanda forever. And
nice.
Everybody was laughing. So
I think that's one of the queue lines that's one of the more detailed queue lines.
Yeah.
There's a part in the beginning of the queue line. There's a white rope. That white rope came from the Jaws ride. They took it from the Jaws, and they incorporate. There's little Easter eggs in a lot of the queue lines at Universal. They do these little Easter eggs, and I like that ride too because it was one of those rides that's trackless. It's not on a track. I thought that was pretty neat too.
Yeah, that aspect was, but once you get into the whole double screen thing, it's like. It's a lot like the Fast and Furious ride, which is garbage.
I haven't.
Yeah, I didn't go on there. And I would have told you not to ride that one. Everyone says it's garbage.
I just tried it just because it was the new attraction. It was there. The wait was 1 minute. I'm like, let me just try it out. I'm like, this is whack. I was like,
Really?
I was like, man, yeah, it wasn't good, man.
I hear the
The only cool thing about it is that when you're online
yeah
going through everything, you see a lot of the model cars,
yeah
which is dope. That's about the only dope thing. You see
Oh,
the
from the
model.
movie?
yeah. You see a
Yeah,
lot of the cars from the movie. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
that was about the dopest thing about it.
Um.
So
Yeah. So theme parks right now. I don't know. I'll pass for a little bit. My opinion. For me,
I'm not gonna go. So
I'm not gonna make my
I've
kids
sorry if
go through
there's like a
that.
1 minute wait for every ride. I'm still not gonna go.
What
hey,
else is on the agenda, guys? Anything new?
I think they released the name of the movie, the title for the Spider-Man 3 movie. It's called
Oh yeah.
Homesick.
What is it called?
Homesick.
Homesick.
Really?
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
because everything's had a concept of home. Like there was Homecoming, Far From
Yeah.
Home. Now you got Homesick, which I can
Oh,
understand.
I mean, is that 100% sure? I don't know, man. That sounds fan made.
No, that was an article. Honestly, they said that they're almost done with the movie too. So hopefully, I just hope that I really want to see Daredevil in that movie, man. That's what I'm hoping for. That would be pretty dope.
that would be good.
There's another movie that I'm hoping to see pretty soon, or a trailer should be coming out if it hasn't already. I think the trailer did come out, but I'm
Which
waiting for
one?
the movie. Is Dune? Dune.
Oh, they're redoing Dune.
Oh,
Yeah,
Dune, yeah, yeah.
yeah,
I didn't see the trailer.
Oh,
Dude, they got an all-star cast in that.
yeah. They
I
do.
love, I love the
Yeah, they
original.
do. That's one movie. Of course, Tenet is one of them that I'm waiting for.
Yeah.
They're still, pushing for a world release or theater release. Speaking of theaters, AMC theaters is what, guys? They're promoting.
15-cent movies.
So what are they going to be showing on these 15-cent movies?
Probably Back
Couple
to
of
the Future and
actually a
stuff like
couple of
that.
yeah, like that, Lethal Weapon, Bloodshot. A
Die
few of
Hard.
them. Yeah, a few of some new movies that are already on demand and some old school ones.
Maybe some like black and white ones. I don't know.
Some black and white ones. I don't know.
Yep.
But honestly, I'm still waiting for like an actual summer blockbuster. Like I saw they put out a new trailer for Wonder Woman, 1984.
I saw that, but I didn't want to watch it. I want to stay away from trailers.
Yeah.
Because I feel like my movie experience is a lot better, and I think we've talked about this on previous episodes.
Oh yeah. Most definitely.
As a matter of fact, as we're recording this, it's on a Friday, which sets it sits on the Friday that Netflix released the Jamie Foxx film with Joseph Gordon-Levitt, Project what is it called? Project Power.
Project Power.
And I was able to see that. I didn't watch the trailer for that movie. You guys did. I think you and Matt did.
I didn't see it.
And I really enjoyed the movie.
What is that? What type of movie is it? Like
Action, straight up action,
Action,
fiction, action fiction.
Can you give a little bit of a storyline? So I'm like,
I can.
without-
So pretty much, there's these people. They manufacture this pill, and this pill allows you to actually, it gives you a power. But everyone has a different powers based on your genetics and stuff like that.
okay.
So you take a pill, and it gives you like a superpower, but for a certain amount of time.
You get 4 minutes or 5 minutes with a superpower.
Yeah, so it could be like 5 minutes of invisibility, super strength, flight,
whatever your body is. Like
Makeup
Nate
is.
said, genetic. Yeah, because there could be a person that could take the pill and it doesn't react at all, and the consequence for that is they blow up.
They blow up.
Yes.
Why would you want to take a pill that lasts 5 minutes or whatever,
Well,
or maybe have a blow up?
The problem is that people take the pill, and if it works with your with your genetics, then you have the power for 5 minutes. If it does not work with your genetics, you don't have 5 minutes. You blow up right away.
But why would you put yourself in that type of position, though?
It's
What is
just
the?
it's kind of like
People do it
the
every
pills
day,
are
bro.
kind of like in the like the near future as a like a drug, like basically like a we like your local drug dealer. So hey, here's some pills, like that. So
Oh, okay.
it's
So they get addicted to it then.
well, yeah,
You
because
get
I mean
addicted to the power.
the power.
Oh, okay. Okay. It
So
reminds me of what is it in Humans, uh, where they go into the that little glass closet thing. They go into it and then they see
Oh
what
yeah,
powers they get.
it's extremist.
Yes, I was like that. That reminds me of
Yeah,
that a little bit.
it unlocks like their hidden power and their genetic code. But like with the movie, kind of almost reminded me of that old Bradley Cooper movie, Limitless.
Oh, okay. That was a good movie. I
Yeah,
like that one.
yeah. So he, you take the pill and it allowed him to like access his full potential of his brain. So it made him like super smart and productive.
Mm.
But then you got to keep taking it if you want to keep having that same success and results. So it's kind of something similar.
I
Okay.
gotta give Netflix a standing ovation. I'm sitting.
You gotta stand. You're
I
gonna
know.
stay there. You gotta stand.
Because their original films that they've been putting out have been pretty good, man. I mean, they're definitely theater quality movie. Like they could have released these films in the theater, and
So
I'm thinking a lot of these movies have been a lot better than half the stuff they've put out in the theaters recently.
So I got a
yeah,
question for you on that.
Yeah.
You think that maybe the reason why they look so good now is because we do not have the option to go to a movie theater?
No, because Bloodshot wasn't a great movie.
I didn't see it, so I wouldn't know. So
And
it's
the
okay.
old
You can wait for it.
that Charlize Theron, the Old Guard, was a fantastic movie as
that was a
Yeah,
well.
bomb movie. I love that movie.
You got Ogard, you got Extraction.
Extraction was
I know
Extraction
good.
was good. That was
Extraction
good.
was. I know Ed wasn't too crazy about it. Six Underground, but that was a
I
big
like
action
Six
movie.
Underground.
But I'm just saying that like this, and then now the Project Power, like all these like action movies are movies that I think I would have seen in a theater.
Well, I also feel like actors now are I think they're more open to films for Netflix because they see that there is potential there. Netflix is not shy about forking up the money.
But yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Is like I think the contract for Netflix is more tempting to them because it gives you more. I don't know, it has more access to different movies that you like. You kind of like Adam Sandler like has a contract with Netflix where he only can produce a movie through them. That's that, which is awesome because some majority of them were good, except for this last one. That was not good at all.
What?
But I think it goes by like it's the same thing with Netflix because I guess they fork up, like Ed said, they fork up the money, they do the movie, and then I guess the success of the movie is based on the views. How many people are actually watching it on Netflix and all that, and I guess that's what contributes to how much money it may make.
Well, because remember in the beginning, actors were not going, with Netflix series or films or anything like that
Yeah, that
until
was.
I think it was one of these people. I can't remember the actor's name, and people are probably yelling at me now for it. But anyways, we're running out of time. We only got 2 minutes left here, guys.
Oh,
So
sorry.
no. So I guess
All right.
that'll do it for our show this week. We want to thank you guys again for listening. Make sure you follow us on all the social media platforms. That's Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Give us a subscribe on YouTube, iTunes, Google Play, iHeartRadio, Spotify.
Don't
That way
forget
you know
about
when the
the
newest
Frontier
episodes come out.
store. Get
And
some
yes, don't forget to purchase your
merchandise.
merchandise.
I'm gonna get one of those, Tom. I'm gonna get that
Get that. Get it.
that
The
blue tank
limited
top.
edition tank top. Please, let's
All right.
go.
It's
All right,
hot
guys.
You guys
enough
are
for me to
awesome.
use the tank top.
Thanks again, fellas. Till next week.
Deuces.
Peace.
Adios.